What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another edition of Red One Radio. Hope I sound all right. Hope you guys can hear me good. Hope you guys are having a good day, man. I'm having a great day. It's Sunday, a couple weeks before Christmas. Real quick plug. Make sure you guys come out next Saturday. City of Orange, Danny K's, man. We're going to be having the last Motovlogger hangout of 2017, man. So come on out, have some drinks with us, man. You know, it's always going to be a good time. But that's not why we're here today. You know why we're here today. We are here for the Red One Radio Show. And today my guest comes from the cold northern state of Michigan, or the boxing glove, or whatever you want to call it. Ehart, what's going on, Miss Lady? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Just cold.
Cold. Now, when you say cold, do you mean like 50s cold, or are we talking like single digits cold?
Not quite single digits. Hold on, let me pull up the weather here. 25 currently.
Currently 25.
Currently 25. There's snow on the ground. It's cold.
It's only gonna get colder. What's going on, Josh Rise? How you doing there, Pie Man? What's going on? Yeah, 25. Yeah, that sucks. And wait, what's the low? Probably like 10?
12.
12?
12.
And that's like you know, getting ready for winter. That's not even like like
Yeah.
what is y'all's average or whatever? No, I don't want to say average, but like what's like a decent cold winter where you at?
Well, no, I guess that depends because it really changes from winter to winter. Some winters, I would say teens to mid-20s can be pretty average, but then some winters, we get cold. We will be single digits. We will be negative. We've had some really bad winters where we had a lot of days where the actual temp was like negative 17. So the wind chill on that's like negative 40.
Yeah, fuck all that shit. Yeah,
It's like, I ain't going outside today.
No, see, I've I was talking to somebody about cold weather, and I was like, to be honest, like, I don't think I've really ever experienced like negative temperatures. The only time I've ever experienced like negative temperatures is probably like a massive walk-in freezer. I'm serious.
Yeah, I wish that was my only experience. I seriously do. I'll tell you what, when it gets that cold, the air like starts to get hard to breathe.
Kind of like
Altitude, I guess.
okay, yeah. Because I mean, like, I remember a friend of mine was talking, or no. It was like the first time I went to the summit, or like, you know, the highest point of a mountain, snowboarding. I remember like sitting on the bench and like, you know, leaning over to strap in my you know, my boots or whatever into the board, and I just remember like I was breathing hard as hell. I was like, yo, like, dude, what's going on? And he was like, man, you at like 12,000 feet right now, bro. The air's thin as hell up here, man. And I'm like, oh yeah, science and stuff. I remember that. So
Right.
I guess that's the only thing I can kind of relate to. But
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's quite as bad as altitude, but you can definitely tell a difference when you walk outside. The first couple breaths, you're like, oh yeah, it's cold.
yeah, but yeah, I'll pass on that. I'm gonna stay right here in Southern California, where the weather's nice, except for it's on fire right now. Shit is burning like out of control right now.
Yeah, that would be scary.
Yeah. Boris on bikes, I think, got evacuated.
Oh wow.
But like, yeah, he got his car, bikes, and everything. I think so. Yeah, he was
right?
like, huh? I mean, you got
Right?
yeah, you got time. You know, usually you got time, but yeah, that's kind of the two dynamics going on, right? California's on fire, and the East Coast is starting to fucking freeze.
Yeah, for sure. That we are.
So that means no riding, huh? Like at what temperature do you say? Even if, you know, a dry day, right? There's no water, no moisture, or anything. At what temperature do you say, nope, not today?
55.
Really?
55. Now, that also depends. That's like my in general number is 55. However, I will say if we're having like 100% humidity day, I'll go down to about 50. But then I also stay very close to home.
Okay.
Because it's cold.
Wow, like, I mean, wow, really? Like, I don't know. There's days when I go to work and it's 55. Like 55 is like,
my biggest issue is like my hands.
okay.
So like what, and even at 55, like I tend to be cold. Like my hands are always cold. But yeah, at 55 even, like it starts to get hard for me to use the brake and the clutch, the fingers bending. So yeah.
I don't know. I would have thought, where you live.
No, keep in mind at 55, that's me wearing like 2 pairs of pants, a heated jacket, my riding jacket, and a rain windbreaker jacket.
Come on, look, it gets 55 here in Southern California pretty frequently. You can actually creep like in the night times. It can actually get down into the 40s, like out here, like real shit. So, like, I've ridden in 40-degree weather. I've ridden in 50-degree weather, more 50-degree than anything. And I don't know, for me, as long as I got the right gloves, not even like a winter glove, but not not such a mesh style breathable glove like that. I'll throw on like a t-shirt, maybe like a sweatshirt over that, then the jacket, and then I'll run some like compression pants under my jeans, and then I'm good. Like I'm good to go at that point. Like I'm fine. But
I mean, that's pretty much what I have under my leathers would be like some compression pants. Now, when I say heated jacket, they're kind of overrated.
Okay.
It gets warm, but I wouldn't say hot. The only time you really even notice the warmth is if it is cold and you're like borderline shaking, and then you're like, oh my God, this thing feels warm. But in my experience here, if I had to only choose one, I would pick the windbreaker over the heated jacket. It blocks more coldness than the heated jacket fends off.
Let me ask you this: the heated jacket, is it like powered or?
It's battery powered.
Okay, like a rechargeable battery, or are we talking like 2 double A's or some shit?
No. Rechargeable lithium-ion batteries that go in the pocket.
Huh. Wait, and where are the batteries located, like on your body per se, when you're riding?
In my pocket, in the pocket of the heated jacket, just like your front normal pocket. So like in the left-hand pocket, there's like a second smaller pocket that the battery slips into.
Fucking pie, man. No, they're called compression pants, man. Not tights. But yeah, that's kind of curious. Okay, so you're riding around with a nuclear bomb in your jacket. That's cool. I do the same thing.
It's pretty small. I mean, it's about the size, I would say, just a hairpin smaller than like a pack of cigarettes, but technically, yes.
What's the battery life on that?
Well, it depends on the setting that you use it on, because it has 4 different settings. If you were to put it on high, 100% heat, you have about 2.5 hours. If you say used it on about medium, you'd get like 5 hours.
Okay.
So bad. I have 2. Yeah, it's not bad. I do have 2 batteries, so I do like kind of swap them, or depending on where I'm going or what I'm doing, I might just throw the extra battery in my bike bag.
Have you ever thought about heated grips, or do you run heated grips or no?
I do. I have heated grips. I like them. Don't get me wrong, they help. But if I had to do it again, I would go for the gloves, because what happens is my palms get nice and warm. That's not an issue. But it's almost like the warmth isn't enough for the fingertips. Like I don't ride holding a full grip on the grips. I kind of rest my hands openly, I guess you could say. So like my fingers still get absolutely freezing.
Oh, okay. I get you.
So yes, they're nice. They're better than nothing. But if I had to do it over, I'd go for the full heated glove over the grip.
Well, I know there's like I know they have heated material or heated equipment that you can actually like plug into the bike. I wonder, is that any better? Like I wonder, does.
So, and I did a lot of research into this before I purchased. Technically, yes. A lot of people will say that they'll get a little bit warmer or whatnot. However, no matter what you do, there are some standards. There are some things that had happened, I guess, many years back, like back in the 70s and 80s, where certain heated gear, people go for longer rides, they'd get off their bikes, and they would have blisters and burns from their heated gear. So they put in certain constrictments. I don't know the exact word, saying that they can only get X amount of hot to prevent burns. So like no matter what, you're only going to get X amount of hot. Now I have read in some forums and articles that if you really want hot stuff and you don't mind used gear, look for somebody selling some older used heated gear and you'll get beyond those constraints. But since they put those laws into place, you're limited by the manufacturer on how warm it's going to get.
Yeah, you don't want some. Don't want somebody to come through and drop that lawsuit on you, like, whoosh.
Yeah, for
now
sure.
You're paying $3 million for some shit that. Yeah,
right.
I get it.
One of the other things I've been toying with is maybe doing a heated seat.
Wait, that's the thing?
That's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Googling this shit. Hold on. Heated.
I'm like, it might help me get a little bit past that 55 mark.
Seat. Yeah, for me, it's never really my hands. Granted, my hands have been cold on a ride, but I can deal with that. For me, it's like I'm one of them people when it is kind of cold outside. Like I will tuck my t-shirt that I'm wearing. You know, I will tuck that into my pants. I do not want any wind like sneaking up my back.
Oh, I feel that. No, I do.
But for me, it's always like it's my it's mostly my legs that get the coldest. So
yeah, that's my second, I guess, worst feature after my fingers. Is like the outer portion of my thighs.
Huh, so I see a Mustang, it looks like for like a Harley or some shit. Yeah, it is. $764, Jesus Christ. But I mean, I'm seeing that there are cheaper ones here, but what does that one just lay over this? Huh. Yeah, I didn't even know heated seats were a thing. Temperatures between 98 to 125 degrees. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, definitely something I'm interested in.
Yeah, here's like a Cycle World released some kind of something on some seat. But yeah, that's interesting. That is very interesting. But look, enough of cold, enough of all that crap. It's kind of just making me a little chilly over here. So, so how long, Ehart, have you been riding a motorcycle, and why did you start riding a motorcycle?
Well, I started because I wanted to.
Okay.
There's no other way to put it. So, like, when I was little, my parents weren't into riding, but the neighbors were. And I would hang out with the neighbors all the time. Like, even the neighbor's dad would take me for rides on his Harley. He had one of those old chatterbox systems. And I would just go hang out with the neighbor's dad all the time on the back of his bike.
That's funny.
I don't know. We moved. I got older, kind of missed it. And just decided I wanted to get back into it.
Yeah, because, like, for me, like, I don't know. You guess you can call me, I don't want to say sexist, it's not really the pro word, but, like, I'm always curious and interested to know why women start riding. And what I mean by that is not ones who are, say, influenced by motorcycles, like their dad, you know, rode, so growing up as a kid or something like that. You know, I'm talking to ones that just out of the blue were like, you know what, I want to fucking ride a bike.
Yeah, and I guess you could say that was me, because if you look at, like, my family, like, my dad doesn't ride, my uncle doesn't ride, nothing like that. I don't have a cousin that rides. It was the neighbor, I guess, who really kind of got me into it. And when we moved, at first, I guess I didn't really think twice, but kind of as years started going by, it was like, no, that was pretty fun. That looks pretty fun. Yeah, that one's kind of pretty. I want one.
So how many years you been riding now?
So originally I started in the dirt, so I don't know if you're including that.
Oh yeah, it's right.
Well, and that would probably be like 10 years ago.
Oh wow.
But I got on the street like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. So okay.
My first bike was the Ninja 300. It was the first year that they had released the Ninja 300. Really? And I went out and I bought one brand spanking new and fucking took a hell of a loss when I sold that thing.
Wait, what would you pay? Probably like, what, 5, 6 for it out the door or some shit?
Like 5.9.
Okay. And how long did you have it?
Not even 1 year. I'd say like 11 months. So like, and it kind of sucks. Like I after like 6 weeks, I was kind of like, okay, this thing can go faster now. Yeah. Why'd I buy this? Right. It tops out at 100. What?
Yeah. When you bought it, were you riding with other people during that time, or were you just kind of solo dolo at the, you know?
Well, it was my first ever street bike. I did a lot of solo, actually. I did a lot of tooling around and even just subdivisions before really getting on the street. It was definitely So, I mean, some things carry over from dirt biking to street riding, but some things don't. And there was definitely a learning curve. I spent a lot of parking lot time. I would like take my son had like these yellow cones for his pedal bike. I took those to the parking lot across the street from our house, and me and my son I'd go on the motorcycle and he'd be on his pedal bike behind me. So I did that for like 2 weeks, and then I started getting on the road a bit. And no, there was a lot of riding alone at that time. I didn't want to ride with other people. It was kind of almost too much of a distraction, a lot to take in, because on a dirt bike out in the woods, there are not other people, there are not other cars, there's not other bikers, there's not people walking. So yeah, no, I kept to myself a lot for that first year, to be honest.
Okay. Now, because I was gonna ask, like, the reason I was asking was like, okay, because if you were riding with people, like, were you, would you have been like the smallest bike, Oh
yeah, no, the couple of times that I did join people, absolutely, I was the smallest bike without a doubt.
Okay, and so yeah, as soon as some
trouble
shenanigans,
keeping up.
Yeah. I mean, because I know like Chuckster, he's kind of the same way. He's like he likes his Ninja 300, but at the same time, when everybody's on 600s and leader bikes and stuff, and then people start fucking around light to light, and then he winds up being a dude at the back, full throttle, trying to keep up and shit, which is pretty fun.
For sure, absolutely. It'd be like, it's not fair. I'm in sixth gear and you're only in second.
Yeah, but wait, how much did you end up selling it for?
I sold it for, I think it was $39.
After a year, probably had what, like 5,000 miles or some shit on it.
Yeah, like exactly 5,000. Was needing a new rear tire, but I wasn't putting it on.
Right? That's funny. I mean, to be honest, like, $4,000 ain't bad. I mean, it's really not. Like, what was it, all trash and shit? Did you drop it a bunch of times?
No, not at all. It never saw the ground. I didn't drop it at all.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because that's like what I see with a lot of 300s, like working at the dealership.
Oh no, it went quick. My Craigslist ad was girl ridden, never Bernie, no wheelies, and it fucking went like hotcakes, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, like the guy was like, this is what I've been looking for. He's like, these guys, they fuck with them and they burn out second gear, and he's like, you had me at the girl ridden, no wheelies, dude. First guy who came to look at it took it.
Done. Sold. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like, we'll have people that come into the dealership to trade them in, or sometimes they just sell them outright. But, a lot of them come in and, yeah, plastics are, are kind of iffy. See some scratches, some dings, find a zip tie, and, every now and then.
Yeah, no, mine was in like tip-top shape. It was definitely nice looking, for sure. Never dropped it at all.
That's good. And so you went from the 300 to what you currently ride now?
Yeah, the Gixxer 600.
Did you buy that brand new too, or did you buy that used?
I did. I bought it brand new, but I got 0% APR on that one. So
really,
yes, it's almost paid off.
So what? You just got a fixed rate?
No, I got 0%. Just paying for the bike. That's it.
How the hell did you pull that off?
I got Suzuki financing.
Yeah, it's funny how manufacturers work, right? Like you may go in for a Honda, but Honda's like, we ain't fucking with anybody less than a 750 today, right? And then you end up walking out with a fucking Suzuki, or you're going for a Suzuki and you end up with a Kawasaki, because Kawasaki was financing everybody that month. Like, anybody come in, as long as they got fucking a 550, they're good, and so
well, I mean, when I went to go buy it, like, I could have also gotten into the Honda at a 1.9, which wasn't bad.
Damn.
And I was 50-50. I didn't know what bike to pick. I must have spent an hour going back and forth in between the two. The guy at the dealership, he's like, so do you plan on buying something today, or like you just hanging out, or what are you doing? I'm like, I can't decide.
Yeah, I've never. Wow. I mean, those kind of interest rates, man. That's that's.
Well, the funny thing is since then I can't find similar interest rates, because I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about upgrading what's available to me. Can I get another 0% APR? And it's like, no.
Like, fuck no, it's 17%.
No.
You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I got lucky as fuck the first time.
Yeah, because even right now, like the company I work for is also a Yamaha dealer, so you know, we run people through the Yamaha card, right? And the thing is, Yamaha's top tier, like they're you know, whatever, you walk in there with an 800 or an 850 or something, right? And Yamaha's lowest interest rate is 8%.
Oh wow.
Right? And
Yeah,
then,
fuck that. You know what I would recommend to people? I'd say go to a personal bank and apply for a loan. Outside of that, financing. You will get a better rate.
yeah, a personal loan is the personal loan is
Well,
the key
no,
word
not
there.
not a personal loan. So like what I did, like with the Ninja 300, I was not liking what they were telling me as far as financing. So I went to a local community credit union and applied for a motorcycle loan at the credit union. I was able to get in at 3.5% versus the 9% that they wanted to give me over at the dealer. So banks will do a motorcycle loan. It's not a personal loan, but it still gives you a better rate than what you're going to get at the dealer.
Well, no, well, okay. A credit union will finance a motorcycle. A bank won't. Like your Chase, Citibank, Bank of America, and all that shit, they will not fucking touch motorcycles. Because before I bought my R6, yeah, I went to Chase, and they're like, we don't do fucking motorcycles. I was like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, no, we you know, to us, they're still like a recreational vehicle. So credit.
Well, and I had issues with Chase. Like I had a car through Chase, and when I wanted to sell that car, like they would not like release the title on the spot. They were like, well, basically, you'd have to sell the car, and the person who's buying the car has to believe and trust in you and believe and trust in us that about a month later we'll send them the title. I'm like, are you kidding me? But when I sold my bike from that credit union, I was able to get somebody to sign off on the title that exact day. So that was actually a much nicer feature and makes selling something so much easier.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I was like, I didn't even know. Like, you're holding my title hostage? And they're like, well, no, but yes. And I'm like, that's not fair. It makes selling things harder. Like, I'm going to put up a Craigslist ad, and this person's supposed to trust me? You're out of your mind.
Mm-hmm. Rudy says, Red, help me finance a Grom. Oh, bitch. Help me finance a Grom. I'd ride it if somebody gave me one.
Can't you find those pretty cheap used these days?
You know what? I'd be scared to buy a used Grom because I just
trying to beat up a little.
It's California, man. I mean, it's like Russian roulette, you know. Let me see here, Craigslist. I wonder what kind of, because I'm pretty sure 90% of the Groms out there just had some kind of stunt mod at some point. Honda Grom. Curious to see. Okay, not bad here. $3,000, Long Beach. Not okay. 2,600. Weird colors. Come on, Rudy, man. If you ain't got $3,000, dog, you don't need a Grom, dude. 2,800. Yeah, so you need 3 G's. Oh, here's one. I got you right here, Rudy. One in walnut for 1,300. It's got the pro taper handlebars, ready to go, son. But anyways, yeah, like it's impossible, I think, nowadays to get that kind of financing like you did with the Gixxer. That to me that's amazing.
I can't refine that deal. Trust me, I've been looking. It is amazing. I'm surprised now that because I didn't even try then. I just basically walked in, and that's just how it happened. I wasn't even planning on buying a bike that day, but they kind of got me on that 0% APR, and they're like, it's even ready to go. It's already prepped. I'm just, really? Okay.
Yeah, but they probably killed you on fucking fees, though, didn't they?
No, actually, they didn't. They were pretty cool about it. No, it only added like $400 onto the bill, which is not absolutely terrible. But I didn't buy a plate. I transferred the plate. So at this point, I still had the 13300 sitting in my garage. It wasn't sold yet because I wasn't planning on buying that day. So now I go home with this bike, and now I have 2 bikes. I'm like, something's got to happen here. This thing's got to go. So now I got 2 payments and 2 insurance payments.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Let me ask you this: Have you had any major crashes on the street, or are all of them on the dirt?
I have had 0 crashes on the street. So they've all been in the dirt. I've done some pretty good crashes in the dirt, including some pole vaulting where people thought they were going to have to take me to the hospital. But no, just a bruise out of that is all that happened. I also like to ride properly geared. Like, I have no doubt in that pole vaulting situation, had I not had on full boots, I probably would have at least broken my ankle. The way that my foot was twisted up when I landed, yeah, thank God for boots.
Okay. So I take it with 5 years or so of experience riding on the street, no accidents or crashes, leads me to believe you're either a overly competent rider or you just putt around.
You've seen my videos. Do I look like I putt? Okay. Red's like, I haven't watched your videos. She's got me.
No, it's just, I don't know.
I do not putts. I do not putts. In some situations, you could say I'm a little overly cautious, depending on what it is.
Okay.
So I had a scare last year, where I did hit a patch of gravel. The bike basically bucked to hell and back. It bruised my leg immediately. I thought for sure I was crashing. I definitely got a bit more reserved after that for a hot minute.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was gravel, right, or some shit.
It's gravel. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should chill for a second. Like,
yeah, stuff like that does bring you back to reality for a little while. Like, you're out here getting it, having a good time, and all of a sudden back end kicks out or just something, right? You get a head shake and you're just like, whoa, all right, let me go ahead and kick that into 6th gear and slow down.
Full-fledged bike bucking, though, and the funny thing is I wasn't even going that hard. It was the first run on one of the curviest roads out here, so I was like, typically, first run of the year, especially because after winter, our roads dilapidate after winter. We end up with potholes and all this other stuff. It's like, I'm going to run it easy, see what condition the road's in. I haven't been on it now in 6-7 months, and it was an easy run, and I didn't see it. And if I were going hard, I would have crashed.
Yeah. Or,
No, I would have, because if I would have been leaned over more when it lost the grip, yeah, it would have been done for.
I mean, what was it, like a small patch of rocks or gravel, or was it like a wide? You know what I mean? Because if it's small, you may slide a little bit, but because
it was pretty wide. Like, at first, I still thought I was low siding, and I was shocked when the tires fucking caught and fucking it flipped back up, and that's when it started bucking.
Yeah. Do you do you guys have like decent roads, or are they all shit?
Yeah, they're pretty much all shit. I mean, there's a couple nice ones. I personally have a really nice loop going on, where I've spent a lot of time picking out the curviest roads around me to get there and get back and stuff. So I do have a nice little loop, but I mean, if you try to compare them to like Cali roads and stuff, dude, you'd fucking want to spit on my road. You'd be like, fuck that shit.
Oh, my bad, Pie Man. See, I missed the initial question that you asked there, so therefore everything you put after that just didn't make no fucking sense. No, we don't. Where I'm at, we don't have any R1s, but you go to Beach Boulevard, you can get one brand new, for like 25 grand. Oh, speaking of bikes, so how do you feel about all these Japanese bikes now costing fucking like all of them are encroaching 20 grand now?
Yeah, I don't like that. It makes it harder for me to buy one. Let's just be honest. Okay, but so what? The other thing that I'm noticing, though, is like it seems like in the recent just couple of years here, insurance rates on things are like skyrocketing. So to be honest, I wouldn't be looking at a new bike, even if it were, say, 14 versus 20, because you have the insurance rate aspect. It seems like going a few years back definitely keeps you a little bit more realistic financially in the insurance world.
Yeah, true. I mean, you know what? I never even thought about insurance rate being higher. I just fucking pay it. I don't really.
Well, no, they're a lot higher. So like when I did the Suzuki test ride earlier this year, I was definitely interested in that 750, and I'm like, it can't be that much more, right? It's the same frame. The whole price of the bike is only like $1,000 different. But yeah, no, they wanted to like almost damn near triple my insurance rates for me to go into a 17 750 versus my 14 600.
Well, you got to blame all the cell phone people out there talking on the cell phones, running into shit. Probably, I don't know.
Well, then at that, like, out of shits and giggle, I'm just like, okay, like, just bear with me here for a second. I'm like, so is that just simply because it's the 750? So let's say I went with the 17 600. What are the rates on that? They would have still been double. And I'm like, how is that? Like a 3-year difference, and you guys are like upping the rates by like a lot? I'm like, what is this? But so wait a minute. You're telling me if I went ahead and I bought another 2014, say Honda, the rate's going to be half as much? And they're like, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to buy older bikes then. I'm not paying double and triple just to get 2 or 3 years up on a model.
Okay, you know what? You got me thinking. I think I might go up to or call AAA and get a quote on a bike, because you got me curious now. Because like my next bike, for I don't know, comfort. I want to buy new, right? I've never bought a new motorcycle before, right? And I want one brand new, right? No miles on it. That way I can account for every mile that's put on that bike, etc., etc.
Right.
But if you're telling me like I might have to mess around and pay like 100 and 200 whatever bucks a month for insurance, dude, that's gonna suck on top of the $400 a month payment or whatever it may be. Like, man, no bueno.
Yeah, because I was like dead set, and like I was like so ready to pull the trigger on the 750, and I'm like, okay, well, my dad always taught me, check the insurance rates. You don't want to be in for a surprise that you're stuck into later on. And when I checked the insurance rate out and they told me like triple, I'm just like, oh, hell no. Like, just no. Like, the 600 will get the engine pulled out of it and a 750 engine dumped in it before I pay you guys triple.
Yeah, that is pretty smart. You know what? I'll just go get the 750 motor. We'll just call it a day.
Yeah, so the VIN matches the 6. Rates go with the 6, but you got some.
Not really, like, because everybody knows I fucking really want a Tuono, and if I buy that bike, it'll be new, and I wonder what my insurance would be on that bike.
Well, see, don't get me wrong, I expected to hear a few dollars more. It's a slightly bigger CC, and it's a couple years newer, but we're also not talking a decade newer. We're literally talking a couple years. I expected to hear a few dollars more, but no. When they told me the rates, I was shocked.
Yeah, I'm seeing what Nomad wrote. Yeah, we have $1 million. The moment I read $1 million liability, I was like, "What, is he in Canada?" And then I looked up a couple posts, and it's like, yeah. Yeah, we have shit insurance down here. I mean, you can get really good insurance, but the only problem with really good insurance, it costs, man. So a lot of people, when they set up their insurance, whether for car or bike, they usually get, whatever's kind of the cheapest. It's like, oh, I want full coverage, but I want to keep it as cheap. So they're like, all right, cool, it'll be 25, 50, 25 or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it sucks because, like, when like Snowcat got hit out here and his medical bills cost more than what dude's insurance would pay, and that kind of stuff kind of hurt him a little bit, because then he was like, nah, I'm upside down or whatever, because this dude, I got 40 grand worth of medical bills and his insurance only going to pay 25 or something like that. And I was like, damn, dude.
Right.
So, but at the same time,
that just sucks. You pay all that money and then you still get shortchanged in the end.
Yeah, if you get hit, ladies and gentlemen, try to get hit by somebody who's got like State Farm or some good goddamn insurance.
I have State Farm and they still shortchanged my ass.
Really? I've only had good outcomes. I mean, well, I've never used State Farm for motorcycle because they were way more expensive for me. So,
well, who are you through? Because I'm not happy with my insurance company right now. I'm so pissed. I'm ready to move all my policies.
I'm with.
I'm not even kidding. So not only did they try to shortchange me on my car, my insurance.
Yeah, I remember you was talking about that the other night.
So like, I still have to deal with that. Like I said, I set it aside for the holidays, but my insurance bill for 2 cars and 1 motorcycle is now $700. So they increased.
What the fuck is you talking about?
No. That's my next month bill. Like, not only did they shortchange me on the car, whatever they did to my bill, I'm now paying them more money per month also, by a lot.
I gotta love insurance. Yeah, I'm with AAA. I went with AAA because like I'd already had a towing policy with them. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ride a motorcycle, please pay AAA the fucking like $14 a month or whatever the hell that shit. No, it's like 60 to 80 a year. Get towing, man, because like. So many riders, right, break down and then they got to call their boy. Hopefully he ain't at work that he can bring the truck. Man, just AAA towing, man, works charms. But yeah, I for giggles, I went in there and I was like, well, let's see what they charging for insurance. And I went in there and they were like, I mean, they were a little bit cheaper than who I currently had at the time, which was like I think Foremost Insurance. And so I wound up switching to AAA and. Yeah, I've been with them now, what, 2 years? I'm going on 2 years, so.
Well, maybe I'll take a check into their rates just for giggles and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, for us, I don't know with y'all, but, like, our local AAAs here, like, you can do all your DMV paperwork at fucking AAA, which is great. So it's like when it comes time to, like, pay your tags again, I just walk into AAA. Usually there's a line of, like, 3 people versus, like, going to the DMV and having to wait, like, a quarter century to fucking get anything done.
Huh. Yeah. I'll have to look into that. I don't know if they do that here. I don't think so, but I could. I don't know. I'm not with AAA, so they might.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You don't even have to be a AAA member to use the DMV service. You just walk in and be like, "Yeah, hey, I need to pay my tax." Yeah, you just walk in.
I'm gonna go with they don't do that here. The only place that they run that through is the Secretary of State. We don't even call it DMV. We call it Secretary of State.
Salty Rider, yes.
And the only way to not go to Secretary of State is if you buy something from a dealership and they like do a plate.
Oh, okay. Let's see. UCB Gaming, Progressive, 100K, 300K, 100K, 856 for 6 months. Not bad. But yeah, Salty Rider says AAA $140 a year, which is their RV Plus, which also tows motorcycles, because there's like a really shitty cheap one that won't tow motorcycles, and then there's like 2 or 3 other packages that it does. But yeah, the RV Plus, 200 miles won't cost you shit. And the cool thing about AAA too is it doesn't matter if it's your car or not, or your bike or not. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. So we can be riding together, your shit break down. Because actually when 1.21 gigawatts and Alpha Toxin both came out here, and Alpha's bike, his clutch went out or some shit. Yeah, I called AAA and we towed his bike back to their hotel, and then they rented like a U-Haul that next morning to drive back home. But yeah, man, AAA's dope, man. Like, to me, it's worth it. Like, you can cars, you can tow fucking bikes, it don't matter. The only thing they're gonna ask is the card holder gonna be there? Yes. Okay, great.
Well, no, see, I had AAA many years ago. This was well before the writing. I don't remember. I think it was my mother-in-law at the time who paid for it or something. But every single time I called them, I ended up with charges. They would tell me, you're stuck in a weird location, there's an extra charge, or this is going to be 5 miles more than whatever, so then there's a charge. Like, every single time I had to use them, there was a charge. So what I ended up doing was going through my insurance company, who also offers towing, at $4 a month instead of the higher rate. The only catch is you have to pay them, and then when you show the insurance company the receipt, you get reimbursed. Gotcha. And I've had better luck with that system and incurring less extra bills. Like, at one point, I remember I had to pay AAA an $85 hookup fee because my car was slightly off the road, and they decided it was extra challenging, and guess what? I'm being charged $85.
Wow.
I'm like, what? Isn't that what why I have this membership? Just to not pay extra money?
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to give them a call and see what they'll charge.
Do as rates. Yeah. No, absolutely. It does not hurt.
So, ladies and gentlemen, phone lines are open. If you guys want to call in, Especially for like LA Jixer out here typing shit in the side chat. Bitch, it's a phone number. Just call in. That phone number is 56. Wait. Disregard that. I almost read my phone number off. Bruh. Damn. 516-387-1431. If you guys want to call in and ask myself or Ehart a question, please do by all means. If not, we're just gonna sit here and chat. But yeah, Chris. I mean not Chris, LA Jixer. You gotta call in, bro. If you want your question to be answered. I'm just saying. But but yeah. So you came out to, oh my god, mine went blank. SCMM, Southern California Motovlogger Meetup for the first time this year. How was it?
It was awesome. I didn't want it to end.
Most people do. most people
like,
don't.
can we have like 2 more days? I'm like, one's not even enough. I need like 2 more.
Yeah, and I know you you rented a car instead of a bike. Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'd say it was probably a good thing. I mean, it was hot there in Palm Springs, and you know the way that I put it to a lot of other people is like, you know, when I really sat and I thought about it, and it's like, because renting the bike was going to cost a lot. I also had my boyfriend with me, so it was like, okay, now we're talking about renting 2 bikes, or I'm riding 2 up, one of the 2. Because I'm not riding him. That's not going to happen. He's a big guy. That even if I were going to spend that money to rent a bike, to be honest, it wouldn't have been for SCMM, because how much are you actually going to be on the bike for that event?
Yes.
I would have, waited until Sunday and literally spent all day sightseeing and shit on the bike. So then I was kind of like, so even if we get a bike, I don't know. So I almost see it as a waste of money for the like hour that you're going to use it for SCMM.
Yeah.
And I was like, on the other note, we could do this, but then we were also like, well, then we got to take all of our gear, and we were like, is toting all this gear around worth the one day? Is kind of how it came down. So then we just kind of decided to ixnay, especially when I saw I could get the nice sportier car. So we rented the Camaro SS, the V8. It wasn't that much more money. Actually, the bike rental for one day would have cost more than the upgrade to the V8 engine. So we just got a nice, fun car and definitely had some fun with it.
Yeah.
Did some things that we don't want to tell Enterprise about.
No, that's why, like, the more and more I keep going to SCMM, the more and more I'm like, I kind of don't want to bring the bike. I'd rather just drive out there, kick back, because that way, Sunday, when it's all said and done, and you got a marching band in your head if you get bad hangovers like me, I'd rather be in a car with the AC on.
Oh, for sure.
Pushing back west.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it always sucks.
If you're going to be all hungover, fuck that.
Yeah, because then, you know, because you got to think about it too. Like, number one, you're hungover, right? So riding ain't fun, right? It really isn't, right? So you're just tired, weekend of partying. So you're hungover. You got, 100 and something miles to go, unless you live like in San Bernardino or something. Then you got 60, right? But you're like 100 and something miles from home. And it's like 115 degrees outside. Like, it's a bad recipe. Like, but
yeah,
the great thing is the further west you go, the cooler it gets. So yeah, you're gonna have like a 30-degree difference in temperature by the time you get home. But even still, man, like every time I leave SCMM, it's just like, ugh. Like, I think I'm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If we could have brought our own bikes, I definitely, yeah. If you're within distance, I'd say take your bike, go have fun, blah 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 blah. But the bigger part, so like, and I talked to a few people about this too. Like, so the people that reserved their bikes well ahead of time paid a lot less.
Wait, what do you mean?
I wasn't even sure that I was going. So like, for how much they were paying. Like, I think I was talking with Tim, and he was saying that he only paid like $100 to rent like a nice bike, and I'm like, well, what we were looking at were like shitty ass bikes, and they wanted like $215 for one day, not no $100.
Wait. Whoa.
Eagle Rider, yeah, we went to the same place that everybody else goes to. Jake recommended Eagle Rider, said they had good rates, even on cruiser bikes. We called to get rates on a cruiser bike. They were telling us like $215 for one bike for one day.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And that's where it was like, okay, so yeah. There's not going to be two bikes. There would have to be one at those rates. We're not paying $400 or $500 for one day of motorcycles. Not going to happen.
Oh, that is interesting, because I mean, even like I found some, I don't know, like it was like a website that was for like a dealer or something. I can't remember what the website was. I got dude's card somewhere hidden somewhere, and like I filled out all the information on the website, and then like dude called me, and then we talked a little bit, and so like I think I paid online and everything, and then he was like, all right, cool, here's the place that you need to come meet me to pick up the bike. And I was like, okay. And then it's like, it was like some house, but like not like a traditional house. It was like I think it was like Manhattan Beach and some kind of like condos type shit. And the bike was sitting there, and so me and dude like exchanged some paperwork. I signed some crap, and then he was also like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I have a Ferrari if you'd like to rent that too." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to go see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, nah, I'm good, though." But I guess I don't know. I guess he maybe works for that company or something, and then they keep everything maybe at his house or whatever. I don't know, but they had like,
oh, that's kind of weird though.
It was, because it's not like I went to an actual location like a business and picked it up. Like I picked it up and dropped it off in the same place. But yeah, right. I mean, he had multiple bikes, and what I rented was I rented a 20, I think it was a 13 ZX6R. And it was and I remember I rode it to San Diego, because like for some reason my bike was like in the shop or some shit, so I rented that for the day, because what was it, riding, was it Riding with Tom? Yeah, Riding with Tom came over, and so he had a little meetup in San Diego. So I was like, man, I'm not riding too well with fucking Cali Girl all the way to goddamn San Diego again. Like, I'm not doing that shit. So I rented a bike, but I only paid like $155, and that included like unlimited miles, the insurance that he had or whatever, because it was like you can use your own insurance, you can use ours. So I was like $155, unlimited miles, you know. But he also had like a S1000. He had like a bunch of different bikes, but yeah, the one that I chose was the cheapest, and it was like $155. So damn, that seems expensive for Eagle Rider.
You know, it does, but like more or less, and like I said, I talked to a lot of people, and I asked a lot of people where they recommended, and Eagle came up so many times it wasn't even funny. I mean, that's who Tim says he got his bike through, not last year, but the year before, and he said it only cost him like $100. A few other people told me the same thing, so then I started thinking, well, when did you guys book? Because that's the only thing that I can think of here. And they had all told me that they had booked quite in advance, where it was like I was looking 10 days prior.
Okay.
So my guess is the time frame and the limited supply that they had left kind of goes up in price, is what I'm guessing. Kind of like hotel rooms. As the hotel books up, they might start charging a little bit more for those last couple of rooms.
Right. But, and I'm pretty sure Eagle Rider knew about SEO. I'm just saying, they're like, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and raise some rates.
Probably, and that's where I was saying is going to the upgraded car. So I'm like, okay, so it's what, a bike for a day where I'm going to ride 2 up and have to lug all this gear, or an upgraded car for the entire like 9 days. I'll go with the upgraded car for the whole 9 days.
See, I'm on the website right now. I don't see prices though. Oh wait, what is this?
Yeah, not that. It wasn't even anything fun. It wasn't going to be a sport bike. It was going to be a big, clunky cruiser bike. Right
here on the left side, it says ride more, save more. Average discount rates, 1 to 6 days, standard rate. 7 to 13 days, 10% off. 14% off. And then there's a 27% off, which is 21 plus days. But even still, like $200 a month, man. Holy shit. I mean, a month, a day.
Yeah. For the 1 day, yeah. And that's where it was like, okay, right, we're not paying $400 to $500 for me to have my own bike. I would have to ride 2 up. And then it's not even a fun bike, it's a cruiser. And then when I started looking into the car rentals versus the upgrade price, you know, it's kind of like overweighing the options. And I'm like, you know, I'll take the upgraded car for the entire week versus 1 day of a bike. That day isn't even going to be all day riding. It's going to be ride for a minute, hang out, ride for a minute, hang out. And I was just like, outweighing these options, that car definitely sounds like we'll have more fun all week long in the car than we will the one day on that bike. At that, me riding 2-up, that doesn't sound fun. So
I'm sitting there looking at these bikes, right? And it's funny because they get close to having like a super sport and then it just stops. So I'm seeing like there's 300s for days, but then you're just like, oh, Kawasaki Ninja 300, and then it goes this.
If they would have had a 300, I would have taken a 300 for SCM. Those were not on the list.
Oh, I'm looking at, they got a Diavel, they got a Hyperstrada.
I think almost everything was already rented out or something because there wasn't even a sport bike on the list. It was only cruiser bike by the time we were looking at it.
There's an FZ6R. That's about as sporty as you're going to get right there. Yeah, it looks like mainly cruisers and adventure bikes or touring style. There's a Scrambler. Yeah. A Honda Ruckus? Are you... That's a shame. Oh, they got a Slingshot. No motorcycle license. That is interesting.
Really?
You can rent a T-Rex? Nice. But yeah, that shit's expensive. But yeah, I mean, I think, if you guys come back out, and you're going to stay as long as you did, yeah, I think it'd be best to just say rent the car for Palm Springs, and then once you get once all that's said and done, like that Sunday, then have it so you drop the car off on Sunday and you pick up the bikes on Sunday, or pick up the bikes or drop the car off Monday, pick up the bikes Monday morning, and then just
right. And that's kind of what I was getting at. It's like, if I'm gonna pay that kind of price anyways, I'd rather have it a day where you can enjoy the bike.
Right. Because at the end of the day, and people don't know, like, for those that's never been, they're always like, "Yeah, man, we get there, dude. We can we hook up and ride around and all that?" Like, no, bro, it's hot. And then once you get there, you realize, like, okay, yeah, it is really hot. And then two, nobody's really leaving. Everybody's just sitting around drinking and stuff. And so,
exactly.
I mean, you have out of 200 people or let's just say 100 bikes. Yeah, sure, there's going to be 5 to 10 that's going to sneak out and go for a little rip or whatever. But it's not like everybody's wanting to go ride. So yeah, everybody's sitting around drinking, and then you ride to the damn meetup. You ride back from the meetup back to the hotel. You do all your drinking, and you pick your head up and shame on Sunday, and you probably eat and then ride home, and that's it. So yeah, it's.
I mean, if I lived closer, and it were like a distance where bringing the bikes, I don't know, made sense, I guess, I would have definitely brought the bike. But considering the distance and outweighing the options, and then having to rent versus rent prices, blah, 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 I'm just like, it's kind of not really worth it for SCMM because you're not riding it. So I'm going to pay all this money to look at it, and it's not even pretty.
Right. Pretty much.
So.
Because, God, when I remember when, because I got there Thursday, right? I went out there Thursday. I parked my bike Thursday, and then I remember when Saturday came, when we were getting ready to ride to the meetup spot, I was like, fuck, this is the second time that I've actually sat on my bike since, or like I parked it Thursday, didn't touch it the rest of Thursday, all day Friday, and Saturday morning or afternoon when we were riding there was the second time that I actually got on the bike. And I was like, damn. So it's really not really worth it. I mean, the bike is it's not worth it. That's why I really think I might just bring a car next year, maybe. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, if I were closer and it made sense, like if I could get there in even 4 or 5 hours, load it up in a trailer or something and bring it. But yeah, 32 hours one way without stopping. Yeah, it's not feasible to bring the bikes. And then with the renting charges, like I said, it was just like, and then when I saw the price of upgrading the car, I'm like, okay, so I can either have a shitty car all week or a better car all week. I'm like, all right. We had fun, though.
Yeah, that's good.
And it was so hot. It was so hot. I was just like, even if we rented a bike, I would be dreading trying to put on a helmet right now.
And the thing is, it was hot, but it wasn't. The first year was the best / worst year. Like, It was
I remember
awesome.
you guys saying that. I can't imagine though.
It was stupid because like none of us really were used to that or even knew that shit was possible, right? Because we all met up at the dealership and then we rode out there and then everybody, everybody was like checking in, so that was kind of a weird, long wait, but it got really hot out of nowhere. And then I remember getting out of the pool, like you either A, had to immediately find shoes, or B, stand somewhere where there was shade and or like a puddle of water, because if your feet just touched the raw pavement,
too hot.
I was way too hot. Like it started burning, and it was bad. But Ghost Animated Building, he rode there from Texas. But yeah, bro, come on, she coming from Michigan, man. That's like that's twice y'all's ride, bro. Like that, nah.
I 32 hours one way, and that's without stopping. So it's like, and I thought about it. It's like I would need almost a week to get there. I mean, not quite, but I mean, like that's a day and a half. I might want to sleep. I don't know, once or twice.
Yeah,
I might need some gas. So really, it'd probably take me 4 days to get there, and that's just to get there. I still have to get back. So it's like, okay, I need a minimum of 1 week of travel time just to get there and back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I can find a week, but I want to stay there for the week. So that's how the plane came.
And see, I still want to do a long road trip like that. Let me ask you this: Would you be down for like a long road trip I'm just saying if you had the time, if they're like,
absolutely,
all right, look,
100%, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I keep trying to like talk my boss.
My biggest thing with that though is like, because I've put some thought into this, and I do a lot of the ride planning. I get the title out here as ride captain, blah blah blah. Is on that trip, I don't want to have an itinerary like I do with other shit. I kind of want to be just on my own free will, stop when I want to stop. There's no certain points I have to hit. I literally just, I guess, want to be a free spirit and do my fucking thing, end up where I end up for the night, and continue on. And maybe I don't even have a direction I'm going the next day. The road takes me where it takes me, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I keep trying to talk to my boss, and I'm like, hey, I got a question. Would you guys ever sponsor me? And he was like, sponsor? He's like, what you mean? I'm like, sponsor me for like a cross-country road trip or something. He was like, wait, like, so what do you need? And I'm like, you ain't got to give me money, nothing like that. If you just throw me one of them fucking, those touring bikes back there, I'd really appreciate it. Like, we got a BMW K1600 or some shit, and the more I keep looking at that bike, like, to me it's ugly, it's fucking massive, but like all the little features and bells and whistles on that damn thing, like, makes me want to ride it. Makes me want to just go from LA to New York and then back down to Florida and around. Yeah, I want to actually hit the road and go on a road trip with that thing. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, okay. It looks like my internet's running a little slow, but I can still hear you.
Good. Hopefully that wasn't me. Are we still live, guys? We still good over there? I think we're still good. I don't know.
I mean, I think so.
Some weird stuff going on right now. Doom. Can you guys still hear me? Can you still
Side
hear
chat?
me? Breaking up a bit. Yeah, it's probably everybody else turned on the internet now in my neighborhood, so internet's probably slow. But no, I want to do like a really long, I don't know, 5,000 mile. No, it'd be more than that, wouldn't it? Yeah, like a 10,000, 15,000 mile road trip in like a month or a month and a half or something, man.
Yeah, no, that'd be sweet. The biggest issue there is like the time off, because it's not like you're staying at home. You still have to spend money to make it happen. So it's like you need the time off with the extra funds for the money you're about to spend.
Yeah. So it looks like something is going on with YouTube. Let's see what's going on here, man. Stream health is good. Damn Russians. Red got Wi-Fi stealers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. I apologize, man. YouTube says everything's green. Could be Russia. Came close to getting a 1600 right after they came out. It's an awesome bike. Okay, well, hey, if you guys can hear me, man, that's great. I don't know. Internet's being weird today. But anyways, so since nobody's going to call in and ask this question, Ehart, what would be your next bike?
Well, that's a toss-up. I definitely want to upgrade to something. I don't know what. I do like the idea of the 750 because it's still on the 600 frame, which makes it small and light, and my foot placement to the ground is quite nice. I do like the idea of the 1000s, although it's really hard for me to touch the ground on those. I'm like complete tiptoe, and I'm reluctant because there's been quite a few situations where I pull up to something or whatnot. I'm not looking like, I don't know about out there, but out here, a lot of our stoplights and stuff, where the stoplight is, right where the car's tires would be, it's like it's sunken in. So like I don't always look, and there's been a few times where I go to put my foot down and I'm like, oh shit, dude, if I couldn't touch the ground as good as I could, I probably would have fell over just now. So I keep that in mind. So I don't know. I like my foot placement to the ground. The only reason I'd be reluctant on say a 1000 is my foot placement to that ground and how comfortable I feel in that aspect. So it would be more of, I'm afraid I'm going to drop it at a red light. Put it that way. But what it is that part of what it is that I really want, and this is kind of my thing with that 750. So like, okay, yeah, it might have some more up on the top end, but like it's missing low end grunt, low RPM power. Even the 750, my bike's missing low end power. I typically ride in between like $8,000 and $9,000 because I want my power more or less on demand. Well, that 750 is sitting the same way. It's a baby down below, and you don't get anything until you get up high. Now, when I took that 636 for a spin, I noticed it immediately. I was like, that down low power. No wonder these guys are using this to stunt. I'm like, I kind of like this lower end torque. So that's where I'm a little mixed, because if I were to go out and get another bike, I don't want to go and spend all that money on, say, another 600 class.
Right.
But at the same time, I like the size and the weight of those bikes. So that's where I'm saying I'm a little mixed there. The 750 sounds like it's the best of both worlds, but again, you're missing that down end grunt, which I do kind of like. But I'd hate to go buy a 636 because that's still a 600 class bike. So that's once I heard the insurance rates on the 750 and experiencing that, knowing I want the lower end power, I kind of put things on pause as far as bike right now. Right. I guess I don't know what way I want to go. Maybe I would like to get on a couple more things, ride them a little bit more. The couple of 1000s I've sat on the Honda and the Suzuki. I don't know about the Kawasaki 1000. I have not sat on that. I know you can lower bikes, but I hate to go lowering them because it changes other trajectories of the bike.
That is true. That is true.
So, I mean, if I can avoid that, I will. So yeah, I put it on pause. I would definitely like to go bigger. I would definitely like more down low power grunt. And I wouldn't say that I would necessarily tell a brand new rider to go buy a 636, but at the same time, it definitely does seem like a good, well-rounded bike in between 600 class bottom end grunt. I almost wish that's where I would have started.
Right, I got you.
I might be more content in what I have if that might have been where I started.
Well, Ehart, I don't know what's going on with the stream. YouTube is now telling me, yeah, it's red. Yeah, some weird stuff's going on. I don't know. Maybe it's my internet. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as viewers will experience buffering. Yeah, see, it's got to be YouTube. It's got to be on their side because I got nothing running in the background. It's weird. It happens from time to time, but you know it ain't perfect. But
yeah, I thought it was me at first, but
yeah, no, it's either
guess not.
It's either me somewhere, something's doing something that I just can't see, or YouTube's just being a donkey. But it's got to be YouTube because me and you are not having a connection issue, like talking to each other. You know what I mean? So.
Right, on the other end of things.
Right, so, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end this show due to, like, technical difficulties, I guess. I don't know, man. And then what'll be funny is probably after this live stream ends, like the last 20 minutes will probably be like fine or weird.
Perfect.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But Ehart, I want to thank you for coming on the show today. I'm gonna give you the last word. I want anything you want to plug, anything. I don't know, just anything.
Yeah, not really. I don't have anything to stick in there. I mean, I got the new video editor going. I started editing a video in it. I can't wait to get it done and get it out. That's about all I really got going on right now.
Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out Ehart right here. Instagram at Ehart34. If you guys want to go follow her over there, make sure you give her a follow. And also, in that doobly-doo down below, you can click and go to her channel, subscribe, watch some videos, see how she does things over there in Michigan. But unfortunately, it's gonna be a while. It's really cold and it's gonna snow. Is it snowing yet over there, or has it snowed?
Oh, it is. Yep, there's snow on the ground.
I got you. Well, for those that did call in, like I said, I'm not seeing anything over here on my side, so maybe something happened. I need to troubleshoot some stuff, make sure everything is good, but hopefully I'll have that ironed out next week. But yeah, man, make sure you guys check out Ehart's channel, man. Go over there and give her a follow. And for all those here in Southern California, next Saturday, Danny K's SoCal Motovlog Hangout. Last one of 2017. I almost said 2016. 2017, man. Make sure you guys come out. We're gonna punish some livers and might end up at Norm's again. Hopefully this time I can actually eat. But anyways, guys, much love and respect to Ehart for coming on the show. Like I said, go check her out, and we'll catch you guys this Friday on the other guys. Should be Ghost Ninja's turn